All right. Welcome to the podcast. Today, my guest is Brooke Schubert.
G'day.
How's it going, Brooke?
Yeah, good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you going?
I'm amazing. Are you kidding? I'm here. This is so sick, by the way. Thank you for having me.
You would have had a bit of a drive to get down. How far did you have to come to get here today?
Oh, it's about an hour and a half on any day ending with Y at the moment.
Because the traffic is a wonderful, wonderful thing.
It's fine. Happy to be here.
Yeah. You are a North Queensland or Central Queensland girl. Is it Central or North?
A bit of both, really. The way I describe it to people who don't know where Moranbah is I say, you know Airlie Beach? Just go west of there. It's nowhere near there. Just keep going west. And that's like
nowhere
the
near
easiest
Airlie
way.
Beach, but yeah, go west.
Yeah.
Go west, young man.
Exactly.
It's a mining town. Was it always a mining town?
Yeah, it was actually built. The town was built because BHP put a mine there.
Oh.
That was the whole reason. Purpose built in the 70s. I think it was 74 it was built. And so to the point where the pub was the first building built in town. And
But you've got to have a pub.
it served lots of different, there was also reasons why it was there. So it was not only the pub, it was also the cold room was a morgue.
Oh, really?
It was, yeah. So it was always creepy when I'd be working in there and changing kegs and stuff. You'd be like, I want to be in the cold, but at the same time, get me the hell out of here. But no, it's such a great town. I love it.
What was it like growing up in Moranbah?
Amazing. Are you kidding? Oh my God, 90s in central Queensland when there was no internet. And because everyone had moved there for a reason, like my dad was driving trains first, and that's sort of what brought us to that area. And then, yeah, he got a job on the, he was on a dragline.
Okay.
And, but that was like, the best thing is that no one has any family there. We're all put there because of work, and so we all become each other's family. So there's two
So it's very
state
tight-knit
schools.
sort of.
Absolutely. Everyone knows everyone. And it's just been the most wonderful experience to have that, because now, like, I'm still best friends with all of the people I went to school with. And there was, I think, maybe 40 of us in year 12. And so my kids have lots of aunties and uncles. Like it's and we're all of us are still really, really close, which is so special. It doesn't happen often now.
Yeah. How did music reach you in Moranbah?
My mum was a musician and still is a musician, even though she doesn't play anymore. It's a lifelong thing. But she used to tour with the Webb Brothers, and so she, sang and played and taught me guitar. I don't remember learning, which is the best thing ever because I don't remember the pain of the hands. But
So as far as you know, you always played guitar?
Absolutely. And so I think my great-grandmother was one of the first women in Australia to make a gospel record, and my auntie was an opera singer and travelled.
So music's heavily in the family.
Absolutely, yeah. And so it's funny because it's like all of my cousins now as well, and now my kids as well. So yeah, it's in there, and I feel like it's because it's natural, it's never felt forced. It just happens, and it's really special.
Obviously, you would have played music at school. Was there a school band and things like that, or?
There kind of was, but it wasn't really sort of what I was wanting to do. I started I started singing when I was like 3. That's just the way it was because, music in the house was normal. My dad listened to a lot of blues, like we had Muddy Waters and Buddy Guy and Stevie Ray Vaughan in the house and Deep Purple. And so my mum had the country side of things, and so I just gravitated towards everything. And so I think that's like evident now as to why my sound is sort of what it is because there's so many different influences.
Yeah.
But my first gig was when I was 10 years old. So it's definitely been like through school. I was actually like not, doing school band stuff. I was out gigging at the pub to all of my school teachers and sworn to secrecy of what I'd see, by the way.
So at 10, doing your first gig, what was that like?
It was at the Gympie Muster.
Oh, wow.
And so it was crazy. I was on stage in front of 25,000 people.
Wow.
10 years old. That was the first one. And I remember my little knees knocking and I was so bloody scared, but I was so excited because, I was on stage after Slim Dusty and Tommy Emmanuel. And it was like that moment was that pivotal point where I was like, oh, this is what I got to do. this is it. There's nothing else that can ever beat that feeling of that exchange of energy and everyone like becoming one. That's like the best thing ever. And so I've been chasing that ever since.
So what happens after that? If you're 10 years old, where do you go from that amazing high?
In my hometown, obviously because no one had families or anything like that there, we had a country music club and it was all of the school teachers, because I don't know how, but Moranbah had musical school teachers. So everyone had their own bands. My mum was in a band and we all just congregated at the country music club every weekend, and this club had been there since the 70s. It was just out of town, and it was like some of the best memories of my whole life is there. And all of my best friends, and it was a really, really pivotal time for me to be listening to how other people played. It sort of taught me how to play and sit within a band. It was also the place where, Mum wouldn't let me play and sing guitar, play guitar and sing at the same time until I couldn't look at my hands.
Okay.
So it was really that training ground there, and it was it was a really special time. So there I just go over and over and over everything, and it was crazy. But that's
an interesting discipline that your mum's forced upon you. You can't play in public until you've learnt to play without looking at your hands.
Absolutely, because I could sing. I remember lyrics like crazy, not so much now. But I think also because I'm sure you remember, writing out chord charts would be, I'd write out all of the words and then the chord above the word on the, the beat that it would change. And because of that, it sort of it all sunk in. And so, Mum was like, if you want to do it properly, this is probably what you should do. And because of that, I'm really thankful though.
Yeah. Do you find that your memory of learning lyrics is easier from having written them out?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And also I think there's a change in music itself, though. I think with the music that I was singing back then, it was, 70s, 80s, or 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s. And I think lyrically things were a lot different then as well. Like if you were to sing, an Eagles song like Peaceful Easy Feeling, you can follow the story.
Yes.
And so I think lyrically it's a different time now. It's sort of harder. It's not all the time, obviously, but you sort of got to search for those songs that do have that really those
country
storylines.
music is generally story-driven.
Some, yes. Yeah. And it's funny, though, because I feel like, when you're making your own music, you always try to be mindful of that because of those experiences when I was younger. It's, just sort of more nostalgic, and you feel like a connection with those songs because of the stories.
When did you write your first song?
I was in science class. I was 13. And
in science class?
Absolutely. I failed science, but I got great songs. And so that was actually on my report card, Brooke needs to pay attention because she's writing songs in class. Oh. And so I was never going to be a scientist. I didn't give a shit about that stuff. I don't care. I was music straight from the start. It didn't matter. And so, not to me anyway. It did to mum and dad. But it's, and it was so funny because it's just, writing about, all the little school stuff that goes on. And, we recorded it and released that first song and everything.
Wow.
And, it was, I had the little burnt CD because we had to make the CDs ourselves, press the label and put it all on. And, it feels like a lifetime ago though now.
Yeah. Where did you record it at?
At my principal's home studio downstairs, and his wife was the music teacher, and so we recorded it there. We had another teacher come in and play bass, and another guy we know came in and did drums, and my mentor when I was younger, his name was Chico, and he was probably 60, early 60s then. Mm-hmm. And even though we were so far apart in age, creatively, I should say, we are exactly the same.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely kindred spirit. And he had this son that was down in Sydney and was recording with Sony at the time, and he was like, I should get my son up and play on this first single of yours. How exciting. And he did, and that's the first time I met Scott Hutchinson.
Oh, okay.
So, his dad is the whole reason I do all this.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. There you go. Is Scotty still up in Moranbah?
He is. He's driving trucks, and it's the biggest waste of talent I've ever seen, and I keep giving him shit about it. But, so Scotty's been, one of my best friends all the way through, and Chico's the whole reason, why I'm here.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, he would have been down in Sydney recording with Tony
With
Liscott.
Tony, exactly. Yeah. So it's crazy.
What happens for you when you leave school?
I was accepted into university before I left school.
Okay.
And so I was like, you know what, there's 6 months left. Do I have to really concentrate that much? I'm already accepted into Griffith University for Bachelor of Popular Music. Mm-hmm. So I finished. I did everything right. I didn't slack off too much. But I moved down here to the Goldie straight after school, and Hazel Hutchinson actually helped me out a lot because I found culturally I was shocked coming from such a small town.
Yeah.
Moving to the Goldie, I was like,
Big change.
This is a lot. And then also like being around lots of different creatives, but sort of they were coming from a different place than I was.
Would you find it, I guess, more competitive?
Yeah, and I think I've always loved music because it makes me feel something, and I do it because of the connection. That's like the whole reason. And so there was lots of different people there for different reasons, which is so great. That's what, the program is for. But yeah, I was so overwhelmed with the whole experience, and I really learned then I wasn't into learning about the theory of music. I just know what it feels like, and I know that's my true north. And so I was like, this isn't for me. So Hazel sort of bundled me up, and we'd go down to Sylvester's on Chevron Island every Tuesday night, I think it was, and I'd sit there and I'd watch Tui and Dean and all of the guys and Max Stowers, and I'd sit there and I'd watch them constantly and be like, oh, these are real players, like sitting in the pockets, like this is how it's done, this is amazing. And so after school I just really wanted to immerse myself in that environment of lots of different musical abilities and incredible people.
Did you get yourself into gigging on the coast while you were here?
No, I didn't. So my parents divorced while I was here, and I was like, you know what, I don't like this that much anyway, completely overwhelmed. I love everyone here, but I need to go home. And so I just packed up and went home, and I gigged and I gigged and I gigged like crazy, like 200 shows a year.
So whereabouts? You're not doing 200 shows in Moranbah.
Moranbah, Mackay, and all the surrounds up to Airlie,
so you're
all the way down.
doing it through Airlie, and so you're doing a bit of travelling.
Yeah, and still doing festivals and stuff as well, because by that time I'm already, doing country stuff. So yeah, it was a crazy time, but I think, when you have that fork in the road where you could have stayed and really stuck it out, like what if? But I think going home and doing the amount of gigs that I did for 10 plus years.
It's good grounding.
And I learned so much that I wouldn't have been able to learn anywhere else. So yeah, I'm actually really grateful for that time. And because of that, I'm a musical jukebox.
So yeah, you would have had to play a lot of different material.
Absolutely. And I do whole gigs on requests. And so I still pride myself in that. If there's an acoustic gig, I'll go, okay, I don't have set lists. What do you want to hear? What do you want to hear? And I love doing that because it also creates a feeling of oneness in the room. Like everyone is a part of it. And it's a really good skill to have. Where
did you meet your husband?
At the pub.
Which pub?
The Black Nugget Hotel. And it was so funny, like we'd been there, I'd met him, I was like, yep, another ring in coming through town, like another contractor, because at that time there was a bit of a turnover of, people through town, and he was invited to one of my best friend's 21sts, and there was a bit of a fight that broke out between some locals out the front of the house, which wasn't uncommon back then. And this huge fight broke out, and I went and grabbing everyone out because we all, we're all a bit rough up there, and I've got a great right hook if needed. And so I just grabbed this guy from behind him and reefed him out and threw him out. And my husband goes, "Who was that?" And so that's how we met properly, was I pulled him out of a brawl.
Wow. That's an unusual story to have.
I know. It all worked out though, thank God.
Yes. Because you've got a couple of kids.
Yeah.
How do you find juggling a music career and a family? How's that been for you?
Hectic. Because I think my husband works 7 and 7, so he flies back up home for work. So he's away for 7 days and comes home for 7 days. So we're a little bit ships in the night, but I think the most important thing to remember for us in our situation is that everything's a season, and it's so important to for us to focus on that. And we're so lucky that we moved to Brisbane 8 years ago now, and we love it so much. We could never go back because I was travelling down here so much for work anyway, it didn't make sense. And I was like, well, you fly in and out. I don't want to do this anymore. So, but to give the kids the opportunities, down here was really, really important. But it's, we just love it down here so much. But yeah, it was really important for the kids because they're, one's musical and one's sporty, and you don't get both of those back up north.
You've had a album out just recently, and it was your first album, your first full album, because you've done singles in the past. So what's it like doing a whole album's worth of original material?
I think I'm a bit old school in thinking that I didn't want to just release singles. I didn't feel like a real artist until I had an album, because all of my favourite artists have had albums, like John Farnham, Romeo's Heart, like Santana, Supernatural, all of my favourites, like Tina Arena, Don't Ask. Until you have that body of work, I just didn't feel like I was accomplished, which is so, like I said, old school thinking. But I was so thankful to have done it now, even though it was hectic. I was recording it at Tambourine Mountain with my friend Jared, and I would do a gig, drop the kids off to school. So I'd do a gig on the weekend, drop the kids off to school, and the gig would pay for the recording time, and I'd travel down here after drop off to record, and then I'd do that over and over and over for I think it was nearly 3 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
it's been a long time in the making.
Yeah, but I wanted to do it right. I didn't want to, first of all, I didn't want to take a loan out to be able to do this. I wanted to own it because I feel like you've only got one chance at the first album. I wanted it to be something I was really, really, really proud of, and something that I will still look back on in 20 years and be like, hell yeah, that actually sounds all right, Yeah. And so, Jared was very patient with me. And, but it took, such a long time. I've been wanting to do that since I was 16.
Wow.
So, yeah. I think I put a bit of pressure on myself too, over those years. That's why it took so long.
And it's going quite well. I remember seeing some stuff online of you up late at night putting things in packages to send off to people.
Absolutely, all independent. Yeah, just my best friend and I just getting it all done. But yeah, we got number 2 country album and number 8 all genres. So yeah, we're pretty proud of that.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
Because you've done that, is there pressure on you to go out and perform those songs live?
I was already doing that before it came out, which is part of the reason I think why we were able to get the chart success that we did, because
there was some familiarity.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So one of the songs, Ain't Her Valentine, I wrote that 10 years ago and I threw it online back then.
Yes.
And it went viral back then, and my firstborn's like a baby in the background when I'm singing it, and I just wrote it. I was playing it at the pub all of that time. So there was definitely familiarity through that. And I think also because I'm a gig person, that's my thing. I just love it so, so, so much. And so to be able to tour those songs while we were recording, I think was really important too, because by the time we got to that point of actually laying it down, we knew what felt right and how everything was going to.
You weren't second guessing anything because you've already been out playing the songs.
Absolutely. We know the vibe. We know what works. And so, it was really, I actually really enjoy doing it that way.
Yeah.
I remember seeing a doco of Butch Walker did the same thing when he had the Black Widows band. He, had a residency at a bar in LA and did it, played a whole unreleased, unrecorded album for 2 weeks straight every night. And then at the end of that, they went and recorded it and just really played in then, and they were really sure of what they were doing.
Yeah. It makes a lot of sense, actually. It makes a lot of sense for economy in the studio.
Yeah, definitely. Still not in my case. It still took me 3 bloody years.
Is there any pressure on you now, do you feel, to come up with a follow-up album?
Only pressure from myself.
Okay.
I'm very hard on myself, whether it be in the studio, live. I expect a lot of myself. And I think to the point that it's it's probably almost self-sabotage in a way, because I'm like, no, that can be better, that can be better. I just hold that bar so high. I think because of the heroes that I've had though, You look at, John Farnham live, or you look at Tina
Yeah.
Arena live, or I remember like one of my first live experiences was Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs. I'd sung before him, and I remember going out the front and being like, that's how you do it.
Wow.
Right, that's how you do it.
Where did you see Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs?
In Emerald.
Whoa.
See, that's the thing, like with growing up north, there was so many acts that came through town. Like I was able to go out on the road with a Dead Ringer band, like Casey's band, when, I was like 11 years old. And so there was so many people. I actually worked with Tina Arena in Moranbah. So because of, the isolation, it was any music acts that came through town, I was fixated, like whether it was Dragon or Phil Emmanuel came through. It was just like the best part of my year. So I think because of watching those heroes up close, I always want to make sure I do myself really proud.
You had an experience where you got up on stage and sang with Keith Urban. How did that come about?
I was in the midst of, doing those 200 gigs a year. I had already had one kid, and I was like, you know what? I feel like there's something more. Like, I love doing this so much. I love having, these, thousands of people come into all of these gigs. It's so much fun. But how do I step it up when I physically can't go out and do these gigs in these other towns because I've got this little baby at home? Like, how do I do this? I was like, well, you make a tongue-in-cheek YouTube video. That's what you do. And you chuck it up online and see where it lands. So I did right before a gig. I was like, dear Keith Urban, blah, 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 because I've got like the driest sense of humour ever too. I was like, oh, you've got a gig in Townsville? Like, I live not that far. I'm going to be there anyway. I'm not washing my car that day. Like, you should totally get me up and sing. And there was like a few other things, which is ridiculous, but it worked. And he heard about it, and then his PA emailed me, and I was like, right, who is this? No way, whatever. And then it came through, and it was one of the best experiences, I think, because I was so ready. Because of those thousands and thousands of gigs, I knew exactly how to hold myself professionally. I knew what to do, and because of that, I've made like lifelong friends within like that industry. I'm so lucky.
One of the questions I like to ask is, what's a highlight of all the things that you've done? I guess that would be one of them.
Absolutely. And I think also like the fact that he wasn't just like, oi, sing the song as it is. Like, he gave me creative control over that song at the start. Like, it doesn't have an a cappella start. He heard my voice and was like, oi, you got some bluesy stuff going on there. Like, you should completely like sing the start of this by yourself and like take the stage, like this is yours. And I'm thinking, what the hell? Like, he's not only someone I've looked up to. I saw him play at the Great Western Hotel, back in the day. And I think
I used to go and watch him play with Rusty and the Airs Rockettes.
Oh my gosh.
In a cover band here on the Gold Coast.
Yeah, isn't that crazy though? And I love though that like we've all played the same rooms.
Yeah.
And I think that was part of the beauty of singing with him. I'm like, well, you've done all this stuff that we're all doing. Like, anything's possible. And so when he believed in me enough to give me that, as part of his show, I was just completely blown away. I think it's a testament to him as a person, obviously too. And also like his crew are the most wonderful people in the whole world. And so, I think you can tell a lot about an artist by the people they surround themselves with as well. And that was an absolute highlight. And then going and doing all the other cities as well was
If you had to pick another highlight, what would that highlight be?
Probably releasing the album, because I didn't know how far I could push myself. Mm-hmm. I didn't know that, brink of insanity, trying to get that thing out and done. Like, I sort of realised that I can, do a lot more than just surface, cover gigs, which I love doing so much. But, if I actually dig in and really put myself to the test, I can come up all right. So, that's a really, really big one for me.
I'm curious. You've sold some hard copies of the album, and obviously it's streaming as well. Mm-hmm. At what point do you feel like it's successful? Is it a financial thing? Is it an amount of streams? Is it the fact that it charted well? What do you think about if I said you had a successful album?
I think it's it changed really quickly because when I was younger, it was getting an album out. Like, that's got to be so cool. And that actually still stands. Like, whether it did well with charts or not, it didn't matter. It's the fact that I dug in and I got this body of work and all of these songwriters that believed in me and had the most amazing producer and all these players. Like, that is still my biggest thing. I think the fact that it did get charting was more like, oh, shit, maybe I should believe in myself a little bit more because everyone else does, you know?
Yeah.
And so, I think we're definitely at that point. But I think, knowing what success looks like to you is so important to work out as soon as possible, because in a world where it's so easy to be comparing yourself, like comparison just kills creativity straight away. So, I was pretty lucky to work that out. But, I don't know if it'll ever happen again. I don't know whether we're going to be buying albums, hopefully. but, but that's definitely,
Yeah, well, there's all sorts of... I mean, things are constantly changing. And AI certainly is going to be one of the things that's probably going to make changes in the music industry. But it always has changed. It's just, I guess, the rate of change now is greater, I think, than it ever has been before. The ability to be able to record stuff is easier than it ever has been. I guess it comes down to the quality of what you're trying to do. And like you say, you want to put something out that you're proud of.
Absolutely.
It's not so much... And if that does great. But at the end of the day, it's all about if you feel confident to go out in the world and say, hey, this is something I did.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that.
And I think it's not all artists though, and that's cool. Like, there's room for absolutely everyone. If you're doing, this project to have that result, that's amazing. But I think it's just in my makeup of DNA that I'm always just going to be who I am. And I think that in itself allows a connection. The fact that it's sort of, warts and all, it's, and I think that comes through, like, once you translate all of the, recordings to a live situation, I think that's where it really counts.
If you had to pick a favourite song from the album, what would that song
After
be?
Midnight.
Okay.
I think it was like the culmination of all of my different influences, and it sort of shows my love of, like, blues and, like, Led Zeppelin and stuff like that, because I've got that heart that just belongs in that blues and rock area, and so it was really important for me to be able to put that forward. And it's not a radio release. We might put it to rock radio, I don't know, but
is it something that you can play on acoustic guitar
no.
easily? Oh,
no,
really?
No, it's like full, Zeppelin vibes. But it's
Well, how did you come to write something like that?
It was
Is it a collaboration thing?
No, so when I record, I demo everything to death. I do it myself. I'll, do the bass on it. I'll play all the guitars. I'll, do the drums, everything. And so I love doing that because that means my thoughts are as honest and,
and pure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I demoed that to death, and it was originally in like a faster beat instead of like that slow swagger sort of thing. And it took a little while to, get it to where it felt like, oh yeah, this is it.
Okay.
It was completely worth it, and live it just kills. It's so much fun to, like the Robert Plant, like the riffs with the vocal over the top with the mad reverb and stuff. Like, I love that shit. So it was really cool to have that.
Yeah.
I wish I could play it for you, but no.
How does the song work out for you? Like you say, you demoed that one to death. How does the song start out for you? Is it something that you have a musical idea or a lyrical idea, or is it a combination of both? How does that work?
It's neither. It's really weird. I know now that I have like a conductor that I'm able to be near water or in water, and everything will just come to me.
Wow.
So it's melodically, I am a melodic person. So I guess it's that first, but it's because of water. Every time I'm near it, I can't help but write. So even like all of my voice memos, that's how I do it. I voice memo, press record, put it up the top in the shower, and I sing. Like it just happens. And so it's good to work that out now, I think.
Yeah.
And so, that's just where everything comes from. That and driving. There's a mindlessness in driving that I love. When there's no kids in the car, obviously, and no freaking traffic. But I just press record on my voice memos and bleh, everything just comes out. Whether it just be, whether it's just melodies or like a lyric sometimes. But yeah, mainly melodies and mainly to do with water. It's weird.
Yeah. Well, at least you know what works for you.
I'll take it.
Absolutely.
It's cheaper than anything else.
Along the way, everyone experiences down moments. Was there ever a point in time where you thought, it's all too hard, I'm going to give it away?
I don't think so because I'm stupid. Oh, my God. I think I'm such a hopeless romantic in the fact that music, like I'm not just a musician, I love it. Like I'll go and camp at Blues Fest every year. I love breathing the same air as my favourite artists. Like I love doing that. And so music has always been an escapism for me, even though I've had nothing to escape. Like it's the weirdest thing. I live and breathe it every day. And so I've never felt like that, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Like it's the guitar and singing is just something that has always been something that's lifted me up. So whether it be like career or anything, like I've never felt that.
You do play electric guitar, and obviously when you were doing demos, you were playing electric. Do you prefer playing electric or acoustic?
I think different situations warrant for different sounds. So I'm quite percussive when I play acoustic. And so I think that's come from not having a band with me for so many years. Like it was just me and a guitar. And so, I even started to play stomp and I worked out, because I was a drummer first, so I worked out that if I'm wearing heels, you can take this, if you're wearing heels, the front of the stomp is your kick and then my heel is the snare. So I've always got that. Okay. And so then I add, all my bits and pieces, when playing, acoustic. But then, electric's so much fun for band situations. But I think I grew up with acoustic, that sort of, it's the pull out at any time sort of situation without having to do the setup. If I've got an idea, I'll pull out an acoustic first because it's fast,
Yeah.
I'm not searching for sounds that I can hear. I'll leave that till later.
Yeah. According to my notes, you've appeared on TV on The Voice and Australian Idol. What was that experience like?
X Factor as well, and I was on the cutting room floor, just devastated. No, I loved it. I absolutely loved every second of all of them, and I think it's different for a lot of other artists.
What did you find the difference between all of them?
I don't know, honestly. Like, I think if you go in there with a love of people, it was really easy to find my people in every situation really quickly.
Okay.
So the musos who are out there gigging all the time, like we all end up, dressing in black and sticking together, we can pick each other out pretty quickly. But I think with Idol, I was a lot younger, but it was still incredible. Like it was so much fun. And I think if you have that joy in music and you're not doing it to get famous, then you're going to find a love in it. With The Voice, I went in with a business plan because I was that little bit older. Already had 2 kids, and it was Keith Urban's management that suggested that I go and do it. Gary Borman put me onto that. And with all these shows, I've been invited to do it, which is so cool. But The Voice was really important because I wanted to move to Brizzy. I wanted to have gigs to go to be able to support my family. And so that was like the whole point of going on The Voice. And to tap into, some of those crowds that I've been playing to over the years and be like, here's an update, 20 years later, she's still going, So, but I loved every minute of all of it.
Like you say, you went in with a business plan into The Voice. Did the plan pan out for you?
Absolutely. moved to Brizzy, working 6 nights a week.
It gave you brand awareness.
Absolutely, but also the ability to create community.
Okay.
Which was really important to me because coming from a small community, I need that in a city. So I was able to find my people faster and the players that, you know, I really love working with, like, you know, the Aaron West and the, you know, Nathaniel and Chris Pearce and like Paul Bain. It was so important to have those guys because I love that feeling of all togetherness and like, okay, let's go and do this. Like, that's actually the best thing in the world. And so to have the option to be able to do that was amazing. And so, yeah, that was the whole point of The Voice. And it's, it's led to some of the best friendships ever.
Oh, wow.
I'm so lucky.
That is really cool. If there was something that you could demo for us on acoustic, what would that be?
Oh God, depends what you want.
I want to hear. I want to hear an iconic Brooke Schubert song.
Oh shit, is there such thing yet? I feel like it's still coming. And are we ever really finished?
No,
I feel like that's not a thing.
I'll pull this away. A little bit away for you.
I don't know. I don't know. Gosh, do you want an original or?
Yes, I'd love to hear an original.
Oh gosh, okay. Oh, it's capo today or not? I'm not warmed up. Yeah, bugger it. Okay. I got confidence. I can do this. I've done this once before. I'm good. Is it okay if I sit forward a little bit?
Yeah,
further,
absolutely.
Though? Okay. Because I sing quite loud. Okay.
The louder the better.
Okay. Okay, so this is the song that I was talking about before that I wrote ages ago, and then it ended up on the album, but only after, you know,
The
really
Valentine
playing
one.
it in. Ain't Her Valentine.
Ain't Her Valentine.
And I wrote it because all of my friends were at the pub coming to watch me sing, and they were meeting Mr. Right Now, but not Mr. Right. And so I was like, there's actually a song in this, but I didn't name names, so I'm good.
Name names. We want names. Name names.
I never, I will die on that hill. Okay. No memories of last night, but this morning she's doing fine. Ain't got no worries to drink away, she just likes to have a good time, yeah. There ain't a lot going on in town when she's sober, it's Monday. She's got a gun, not the one for life, but yeah, here's her favorite mistake. And they're holding hands like lovers, spend late nights under covers, but he ain't her Valentine, no. She won't wait around forever for someone who may never be Mr. Right. She's got a Mr. Right tonight. Golly.
That's awesome. I love it.
Got the raspiness too, got the Sheryl Crow raspy going on today.
You didn't warm up for that.
Nah.
What do you do to warm up?
It used to be a couple of shots of Drambuie just to warm everything up, a cheeky smoke. But now, these days, I tend not to drink when I sing. I would like to still be doing this when I'm 80.
What about the smoking?
I have a song called When I'm Drinking I Smoke, so can't confirm or deny. But it's a funny because I really actually enjoy warming up because I feel like it allows me then when playing live the space to be able to just relax instead of thinking, oh my God, am I going to hit that high C? Am I going to be able to do this or that? It allows for that moment of, you know, when the sound's right and the band's locked in and the crowd are doing whatever they do, and there's, I guess it's like a spiritual thing where I just go somewhere else. Like everything's right and everything just goes quiet and I just go and I don't have to think about anything. I don't have to worry about anything. I just go somewhere else. And so to be able to get to that point, I need to give myself every little bit of help in the world, and warming up is part of that.
So what is warming up involved these days?
Oh my gosh. So there's like a selection of scales that I do, like like all different things like that, and then working through my range.
How did you work out that was what you needed to do to warm up?
Partly from my auntie, because I'd go to her. She's a singing teacher in Gympie, so I would go to her and be like, I'd sing, and she'd be like, okay, well, have you thought about this? Have you thought about, breathing from your diaphragm more? Like just those little things. So if I ever felt like I needed a touch up or anything, because I've never had any formal singing lessons, so which I probably should have, I guess, but at the same time, like it's worked out all right so far. But I can feel when something's not healthy. And so the awareness of my body as an instrument is at an all-time high. And I think especially as I'm getting older, like my voice is changing. So my, 5-octave range is getting lower and higher. And I love that. Like we're getting the Renee Geyer depth, hopefully by the time I'm 60. That's the goal.
I know for me, getting enough sleep is a big factor in how your voice performs. And when you're tired, it's one of the things you cannot hide that in your voice when you're tired. How do you cope with that? Because obviously you're traveling, you've got the kids, you've got a lot of things going on. How do you plan your life around not being too tired to sing?
Naps.
Okay.
I nap. I can nap anywhere. I'm so great at it now. I've learned that I can have a great power nap for 10 minutes and it'll feel like a 10-hour sleep. If I'm in planes, I always make sure I wear a hoodie and I pull it. This is so stupid. I can't believe I'm saying this. I get my hoodie and I put it over my face and I pull the strings so I look like Kenny from South Park. And so it blacks out everything and I just curl up and sleep. So I can nap anywhere, because you're right. If you're tired, if you're dehydrated, if you've been talking too much, or if you've been talking down here like this, as opposed to talking like this, you can tell that, no one can afford to do that, especially if you're doing festivals and stuff like that. And especially when I've been recording these songs in stupid keys, mind you, and not wanting to drop them at the moment. It's really important to make sure you're in the best condition.
Being female in the music industry would have, I would imagine, certain positives and negatives. It seems, and I don't know if this is true, but it would seem easier to get people's attention these days with a girl with a pretty face. And you obviously, you've got a very, very pretty face.
I don't wake up looking like this, but thanks.
Have you ever experienced like sexual harassment or anything like that? And or the negative sides of social media and being harassed in any way, shape or form?
Except for, the gigs up home in that little pub where someone would come and try and put, $50 down my bra. And that's where I found out I had a really good right hook, by the way. But no, I've been really lucky. But I think also I've made a point of surrounding myself with really good people all the time. And if I get a gut feeling about someone, I'll back.
Okay.
I've got a really, I feel like as musos though, right, we're really good judges of character. And if you trust your gut, it never, ever, ever lies. So if I'm not comfortable, I'll pull out of a situation straight away. And no one might know that, but I'll just, quietly just fade into the background and, off I go. And I'm comfortable doing that. I don't mind. But also if I see something, I'm going to call it as well, So it's, I've been really lucky, I think, that I've always, if I'm gigging with a band, they're my brothers,
Yeah.
And so, I've been really, really lucky in that respect, because I know not everyone is, but so no horrific stories, but more than happy to stand up for those who have, it's crazy.
How do you feel that the gigging scene has changed for you over the course of when you first started to where we are now? Do you feel that things have changed, and in what way?
Oh my gosh, I think they're two very different markets that I was gigging in. So up home, it was really important that I was, dialed into what everyone wanted, and still that still stands with everything really. But I think people were more possibly connected to music 20 years ago than they are now.
A lot more distractions now.
Yeah, I think so. And but then again, gigging in Brisbane, like if you're doing a cover gig, I feel like they're two totally different worlds as well.
The covers and originals are, yeah.
Yeah, but also like, a mining town where everyone's going out to, to that one pub. There's only one pub in town, So it's, they're very different worlds that I've sort of come into. So I don't know if I've got a clear judgment of that.
Is it as easy as it's ever been to get work? Live gigs? You were talking about doing 200 gigs a year.
Yeah.
It's still easy to get the amount of work?
Yeah, but also I'm able to be a bit of a chameleon in lots of different ways. Like for a while I was, singing with a DJ and I love doing that. And then I just did a stage show and we were on tour. So, having to do script and everything as well and acting. And
so how did the stage show come about and what was that all about? And why do that?
Yeah, I think I never want to say no to anything, which is probably part of the insanity and why I'm so tired. But I just love people and I love working with different people and trying to figure out how can I, try this. Like it might be fun. Like I've got nothing to lose. And the only thing I've got to prove is to myself that I can do it. And so, the Little Red Company came to me after working with them for the Lord Mayor's Christmas carols a few years ago, and they were like, hey, look, we've got this show. It's with Marcus Corowa and Damien Sim. We think your voices would be really great. Damien's classically trained. Like he's a freak. Marcus is. And Damien's an absolutely maestro on piano. And so to do that and to have to, do the acting and stuff like that as well, it was...
Adding a new string?
Absolutely. Like, why not? And I just feel like music isn't just this. I've got my whole life to be able to do lots of different things and why not?
Is it something that you would like to do more of?
To a degree, I guess. Like I always remember seeing it's the lady from Sugarland, a country duo in the States. She went and was on Broadway for years and years. And so I just think like if it's something else that you can do that, is another way to reach more people and to connect with more people, then that can't be bad, right? And I think also now, especially when, doing things like podcasts is really a great way to, reach people as well and to connect. The same with, doing cover gigs, and it's so easy to cut those down. I know I was being constantly reminded that you should really get rid of your cover gigs because they're not helping your brand. I'm like, yeah, but how many people are able to play to a couple of thousand people every weekend? And, still building a fan base that buy my stuff. So I think any outlet of music is a good one.
Yeah. Yes, it's interesting to take that next step into being a full-time original act.
Is there such thing anymore?
Well...
Because even the American artists that are coming over from the States, half their sets are covers.
Really?
There's a lot of it, yeah.
Wow.
So...
Do you think that's just basically because they haven't been in it for long enough to write enough and have enough original material, or is there another reason behind it?
I'm not sure. I think maybe nostalgia is probably more of the thing. Like I'm going to play, my biggest hits and then, let's sing this all together, which is really cool too. Yeah. I love doing that. Like I do that with my sets because I'm not at the point where I can do, a full festival set.
Yeah, I guess it's different from someone who's had, like 20 albums and 20 number one hits.
Exactly.
And it's like, well, you've got to go out and play the hits.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's an interesting thing. And I don't know, I enjoy doing both. And I'm sure everyone does, who doesn't love to play their favourite songs all the time,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I mean, you can play them long enough to grow to hate them.
We should be so lucky. Holy gee.
That's not me. I've just worked with some people. It's like, how can you hate that song? It's such a great song. It's like, I've played it to death. I don't want to do it anymore.
Absolutely. And it's interesting coming from Coverland, though. Sometimes we've played these songs probably more than the original artist has, which is probably the flip side of it.
That is quite possible. What is your favourite cover song to do?
Oh, gosh.
If I had to say...
Depends what genre. Depends what genre, because like if it's blues, I'm like Bonnie Raitt's version of Pride and Joy, Stevie Ray Vaughan, because Bonnie Raitt's my everything. And I first watched her when I was probably 11 years old.
Wow.
On a VHS, and it was the tribute to Stevie Ray Vaughan, and she walked out with all the feathers and the beautiful hair, and it was at Austin City Limits, and she had that slide, and I was like, oh, women can do that? Right.
She's a great slide guitar player.
Oh my God. And she's just got all the swag in the world. She's just so cool. And so
So I guess you'd be out doing a cover of Let's Give Them Something to Talk About.
Absolutely. I love that song. Are you kidding me? But yeah, I think it depends.
So Pride and Joy, I haven't heard her version of that.
It's insane. It's so great. Yeah, go and watch it.
So if you're going to do a pop song, what would be the pop song?
So depends what decade. See, this is the problem. See, if it's like 80s.
Well, I know you're a Farnham fan. What's your favourite Farnham song?
Oh shit. At the moment, the kids are listening to Age of Reason constantly, over and over and over. But I think my favourite, oh God, how do you choose one Farnham song?
Yeah.
Probably Burn For You, but when Nathaniel's playing guitar for me, because I don't have to think about it, because I really enjoy reading a lyric and connecting to a lyric as opposed to just singing it for singing's sake.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool to hit notes and stuff like that, but if there's an emotion behind it, it's different. It's a different ballpark. So probably that, but I love Little River Band. Like Cool Change is one of my favourite songs of all time. So yeah, it depends.
I love Farnham singing Playing to Win.
Oh my gosh, same. I did a version of that with Travis Collins at the
I wish I could sing it, but I can't. Well, you know.
Well, everyone can.
I can sing it badly. I've done it a few times live with Pete Murphy singing, and he just sings the crap out of it.
Oh, he's a freak. That's why.
It's a great song to play. It's a fun song to do.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've covered blues and we've covered pop. What other styles of stuff do you like to do? What's your favourite country tune?
Oh gosh. To play.
Yeah, if you had to go out and play and sing a country gig, what's your favourite country song to do?
Oh shit.
I guess it can change over time, but what's the one what's happening right now?
I really enjoy playing Ella Langley at the moment. I feel like she's very grounded, and she's not doing all of the crazy vocal stuff, even though she can. She's choosing to not do it, which is so. I think it's clever. Because when you see her live, then she does all these things and then it's a different experience, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm really enjoying her stuff at the moment. But, yeah, I love rock as well. Like, Live's one of my favourite bands. And, like, it's just, it's all over the shop, to be honest.
That's fine. What's your favourite rock song to sing? Are you a big Heart fan?
I sort of missed the 80s rock a little bit. I came in at the end of that, to be honest, but I love Whitesnake, but that's totally different again. But it's, I think with the rock stuff, I was more towards Nickelback. But that's
okay, that's fine.
But I really love Live. I love Live so much, and Matchbox 20. And I think like Rob Thomas and Bright Lights is one of my favourite songs of all time, or Lightning Crashes is probably my favourite rock song to play.
Okay.
I love that song. Yeah.
Wow. What's in the 5 to 10 year plan for Brooke Schubert?
Continuing to build on the festivals that I've got, because I know playing live's my strong suit. That's my thing. I love it so much.
Are you thinking about what you might write and record for your next album?
Every day. Every day. I live and breathe music constantly, whether it be country or rock or...
Have you got any songs written already?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just released my first album, which was like 30 years in the frickin' making. So of course I do. But it's I really enjoy collaborating with everyone. But I also love like obviously different genres. Like Silk Sonic is in our car every day. Like we love Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak. So I love listening to that sort of stuff as well. And Chris Stapleton. Like there's just so many avenues, and I just love that country is so many different things now. Like it has so many different faces. So the ability to branch out and do different things is exactly what the After Midnight album was about. All of those influences in one thing. So the plan for the next 10 years is absolutely to continue building on that. Maybe actually it's a concept like this is the rock album, this is the country album, this is the piano-based album, this is the Adele shit. Someone called me a bogan Adele the other day, which I'm completely fine with. I think maybe that's the way to go, and a little bit of something for everyone, and then live bring it all together.
So if you were the bogan Adele, what's the bogan part?
Probably swearing on stage but I feel like it's like a no filter thing though, right? Because like if you are yourself with your music and with the way you hold yourself on stage, the way you talk to everyone, you're like, I don't treat anyone any differently. My parents taught me that. And so, like everyone is in it all together. And so I love that feeling of, everyone's a comrade and, so yeah, I appreciate that. So I think that's probably maybe where the Adele thing came from.
Okay. And the bogan part's being a dag. Being a West Queen, a West...
a barefooted, bogan. No.
Is that just being an Aussie?
Yeah, pretty much. But like unashamedly so, I think, as well. Like, yeah.
I'm curious as to what the definition of a bogan actually is. I guess we all recognise it when we see it. Okay. But how do you define it?
I think it's possibly just the way you hold conversation. If you can, talk to anyone about anything and, take the time to learn about them and like.
Is that a bogan?
I don't know. Like maybe that and being able to,
Sounds like a bogan's a pretty damn good thing.
Scull a pint of gold or a schooner of gold. You probably wouldn't go astray.
Okay. Interesting.
I'm great at both, by the way.
I will put links for everything Brooke Schubert down below in the description. And can people go out and buy a copy of your album?
Yeah, jump on the website. Yeah,
on the website?
Come and see me at a gig or, There's links for everything everywhere these days. It's crazy.
Links. So we'll put links down below so you can go and see Brooke do a gig, buy an album, buy a T-shirt, buy a cap, and stream, add it to your playlist on your streaming service. Is it on iTunes?
Absolutely. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Probably going to take over the moon next. No.
Thank you very much for spending some time with me today, Brooke.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Cheers, Scott.
And I will see everyone on the next podcast. Thanks for watching, listening.
All of the things.
See you later.